Shalom, shalom, Israel. Let Yah speak to you this morning. Romans 3. What advantage then hath the Jew? And what profit is there of circumcision? Much in every way, it says. Chiefly because that unto them were committed the oracles of Yah. So let's take a minute and look at that Akim. Because we all talk about we Israel, we have the circumcision, right? Khan? Okay. So now get your thinking caps on. What does that mean? What advantage then have the Jew? Because we're talking about we are the vantage ones, right? We the peculiar ones. Chiefly because the oracles of Yah was given to them, right? Chiefly, it says. That's the main reason. Okay? We was given the oracles of the Most High chiefly to do what with it? To teach. Understand, Akim, our place in this earth is to teach Israel, to bring them back to Yah and to get the nations in order. When the Most High raised up Adam and Eve and took them and placed them in paradise and taught them all his oracles, and when the Most High blessed them, he gave them what? His word. And his word was given to who? The rest of the chosen sons, from Seth to Methuselah all the way down to Noah. And then from Noah, it broke off to his three sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. These were the chosen three sons of the Most High, with the same DNA as their father Noah, who had the same DNA as his father Adam. You understand, Akim? So out of those three chosen sons that were saved, that's why they was chosen, all three of them, because they were saved. And out of those three, Yah chose who? One son, Shem, out of the three. He chose one. He chose Shem. And out of Shem's line, who did he choose? He chose Abraham. And then from Abraham came what? Yasha'Allah. Now Yasha'Allah was given the oracles of the Most High to do what? To make man in Yah's image. You don't remember that, Akim? And in Genesis, the Most High says, what shall we do? That's what Allahayim said. It said, we shall make man in our image. Now take a look at this. Who is man? When you walk down the street and you see men that look like you, I'm not talking about skin tone people. I'm talking men that are physically made like you in Yah's image. The native Africans, Asians, Arabs, Europeans, people that call themselves Indians, they're made in Yah's image. How are they made in Yah's image? Because they physically look like Yah. They got two eyes, a nose, a mouth, ears. We are all made in Yah's image. But now there's a spiritual meaning behind that. We're supposed to be made in the pious image of Yah. We're supposed to walk like he walks, think like he thinks, and deals like he deals. See, the oracles of the Jew was given to them of Yah. Do you understand? And it was given to them to minister to the nations and to get them in order. That's right. You were supposed to teach the white man not to have hatred in his heart. You're supposed to teach him not to want to go and conquer all nations around him. You're supposed to teach the native Africans not to get into spiritualism and voodoo. You're supposed to teach the Arabs not to pray to some rocks. You're supposed to teach the Indians not to sit there and make all these different gods and paint them different colors, blue and red and all these different madness. You're supposed to teach the Chinese and the Indians not to bow down to rock images. We were supposed to do that, and we curse Yah. And we didn't take the seriousness of his oracles the right way. What happened? He cast us out of Israel. And we got scattered from the four corners of the earth. All over the place, man. This was going on for a long time. Not recently. Talking about America. Man, y'all better remember, Israel scattered around the four corners of the earth. We're in South America. We're in the Middle East. We're over in China. We're in Europe. We're everywhere. We're in India. We're everywhere. And this has been going on since Yah scattered us. Even when we came out of Egypt in ancient times, not all Israel left with us. Some stayed behind. And where were those Israelites? They stayed in the interiors of Africa and they multiplied, not even knowing who their brothers were. So understand, the oracles of the Jew is to do one thing and one thing only, is to make man in Yah's image. We're supposed to be the ones making man in Yah's image, and it starts with us. Y'all want to know when Israel's going to get gathered? Israel's going to get gathered when Israel understand who is Israel and what their job is supposed to be doing. Do we claim that we're the kings of the earth? That Israel's the chosen ones? Yes, we are. But we're supposed to be walking like that. If we're the chosen ones of this earth, we're supposed to be putting this earth in order. We ain't putting this earth in order. Guess what? We ain't teaching nobody but ourselves. That's why the earth is messed up. We're supposed to be getting a world in order, Akim, with Israel first, and sending men out there to get this earth in order. That's right. Christ said what? The kingdom of heaven lies in you. He said the kingdom of heaven don't come with observation. Y'all waiting for a building to come down? Y'all the kingdom, and you're supposed to be building it. And the Most High will give you the power to finish the rest. Understand, I can get the understanding of the scriptures. The kingdom of heaven is within you. And it's time for you to shine. It's time for you to rise up and put your place and put your stance down. And the Lion of Judah must roar. And he got his priest Levi with him. And the slingshot Benjamin. It's time to rise up, Israel, and understand your place. Get Israel in order and get these Gentiles in order so they don't blaspheme Yah. And how are we going to teach the nations? We over there bickering amongst ourselves. The lions of Israel. Huh? How are we over there trying to get the nations in order and we over there bickering amongst ourselves? This camp go with this camp don't know this. How do you, one brother says, well, I don't know these brothers in this camp. I don't know these brothers in this camp. Oh, how you don't know brothers in different camps? These are your brothers, man, that have been woken up. How come you don't know them? We need to reach out to one another and put away these differences. Remember, Akim, we're the ones that messed up against the Most High while we got scattered and while these nations are doing all this madness in our earth. This is the earth that he gave to Israel. And we allow these nations to do this madness in the earth because of our rebelliousness against the Most High Yah. Can't blame nobody. How you gonna blame the white man for putting us in captivity? How you gonna blame the Arabs or the native Africans for selling us? Huh? Or the Chinese and Indians for exploiting us? How you gonna blame them? How you gonna blame them? Did they tell you to sin against the Most High? To bow down to Egypt idols? Did they tell you to bow down to the Canaanites idols and the Philistine idols? Yah warned us, Akim, that if we wouldn't listen to him, he would scatter us. And we call about the nations. And the nations were supposed to be in order. We were supposed to put them in order. We didn't do our job. So the Most High cut us off. You understand? He cut us off. So next time you sit there and want to blame somebody for the mistakes of Israel, look in the mirror and blame yourself. We sinned against the Most High and our prophets forewarned our forefathers. Now enough with the blame game and get yourselves together and gather the nation over you not desired. The funny thing is, we always complain about the nations being wicked. White man being a homosexual, white woman being lesbian, Chinese being racist, Indians being exploiters, right? All these things we always complain. Hispanics doing this to us. All these things we complain. And let me tell you something. If we would have took the oracles of Yah, the oracles of the Most High, and we would apply them to our nation, and then applied it to the world like Yah said, make man in my image. If we would have took his advice and applied it the right way, this world would not be like this. Where the problem is, Israel's the problem, because we are the head of everybody. Do you understand, Ak? And we the head now. We always been the head. The curses are off of us, Ak. We the head again. And what is the head doing? The head is still sick. And I'm talking to you, teachers of Israel. You're still sick, just like the Pharisees. Wake up, Akim. If not, you're going to be rolled over. God's spirit is in the earth with his leaders. So back in Romans 3. What advantage then hath the Jew? Much in every way, chiefly because that unto them were committed the oracles of the Most High. So next time, Akim, you pick up them scriptures. Next time you pick up them scriptures, understand that's the oracles that was given to us. That and all the other scrolls, man, that they try to burn and destroy. Everything belongs to us. Everything. But if we're not taking those oracles, those tools that Yah gave us, and apply them the right way as he commanded us to make man in his image, then this world is always going to be like this. The kingdom of heaven dwells within you, the Messiah said. The kingdom of heaven comes not with observation. You are the kingdom of heaven. You people of God. You people of Yah. And as touching the temple, we did animal sacrifices in our temple, mainly right on the altar. And what we did is we used these sacrifices to reconcile ourselves back to Yah when we sinned against him. And we also used the altar to do sacrifices during the high holy days as well, as according to the law. And we also had other people besides Israel would come to the temple and they would offer sacrifices. You can read this all throughout the Old Testament. It was called the law of the strangers, and it was never done away with. Okay? The law of the strangers was foretelling of the natural Gentiles coming into the knowledge of Yah. The Europeans, the Indians, the Chinese, Japanese, native Africans. Okay? Anyone that does not pertain to the E1B1 haplogroup does not come from Noah. Because remember, Akim, Noah was E1B1, so was it Shem, Ham, and Japheth. So these strangers are cousins that lived around us because they all came from Noah. There was Hamites, other Shemites, or other Japhethites, but they all came from Noah. They was all of one family, all of one haplogroup, okay, E1B1. But the point that is being made is that these nations came in to sacrifice before Yah. This was a foretelling of the natural Gentiles coming into the knowledge of Yah. The Europeans, whom are not Edomites. The Europeans, Chinese, Japanese, Indians, native Africans, native peoples. Anyone that does not come from Noah is considered a Gentile. Who is not pertain to the E1B1 haplogroup, you are not a child of Noah. You're a Gentile. The law of the strangers, where they would come in and actually sacrifice for their sins as well. So Yah always had his door open for everyone, okay? But he came to Israel first so Israel could learn his knowledge. So Israel could learn his ways and then teach the other people how to get in order. This is why this world is messed up now, because we sinned against the Most High. So for the ones of you that like to say, well, the Gentiles cannot be saved, that's so foolish. That's like saying the law of the strangers was done away with. The law of the strangers was done away with when it came to animal sacrifice, when our animal sacrifice stopped. They always could sacrifice along with us, okay? They always could learn the knowledge of the Most High. And I'd like to hit a point real quick before I end this. A lot of brothers in camps think that they're not teaching the Gentiles. Let me tell you something, Akim. A lot of Hispanic brothers that are inside your camps now, that are inside your Hebrew Israelite schools now, do not come from the E1B1 haplogroup. I know, because I know many of them that reached out to me. They come from the R1 haplogroup, which is European. I'm not going to say nobody's name, but there's a lot of them sitting in those chairs, have Hebrew names, look like Israelites, but they're natural Gentiles. Natural Gentiles. This was foretold that they would come in the truth of Yah ever since the beginning of time. So a lot of you have Gentiles inside of your schools right now. And what are you going to do to these Hispanic brothers? Or even these dark-skinned brothers that call themselves Judites? A lot of them also come from the R1 haplogroup. Another brother reached out to me about that. And know what I told the brother? Like, if you believe in Christ, you stay in the Israelite school. You don't got to tell him that your father is European. He didn't even know, because his father's jet black like him. It was a great-great-great-great-grandfather from way back. And there's many of you that are in the Israelite schools that are not even from the E1B1 haplogroup, but you still love Yah. Why do you still love Yah? Because he's called everybody to him. So I like to say shalom, and let the Most High's understanding be with you, his mercy and his grace. Shalom from Ethiopia, Hebrew in the hills. Blessings.